Hey, Andrew with Evermore Studio here with a quick stitching pony build. After saddle stitching up a piece by hand, I decided I probably need a stitching pony. They aren't expensive, but recently I saw someone make their own. I was not particularly taken with that clamping mechanism, though. Immediately I had an idea for a design using a different mechanism I suspected would be readily available. After a few attempts, I guessed what it was called: a cam clamp. The body of my stitching pony is made from 3 layers of 1/4-inch Baltic birch plywood, which is sufficiently flexible and springy for the small range of movement needed. I tested the general shape with a cardboard prototype. I was a bit sloppy when I moved on to the plywood, as I was expecting that to be a prototype too. It came out so well that I decided to call it good for now, though. I cut all the Baltic birch pieces from pre-masked scraps left over from another project. Cutting with a 40-watt CO2 laser makes for pretty heavy charring on the edges of 1/4-inch ply. I took most of that off with some quick rotary tool sanding. If I didn't have to set up the scroll saw first, that might have been quicker. Good glue up with a reliable wood glue is likely critical to a workable body for this. The bolt of the cam clamp is 1/4-inch, the same thickness as the ply, so I just left out a 1/4-inch section of the middle layer to create the hole for the bolt. With everything glued and firmly clamped, I left it to dry completely. I heard somewhere that good things can take time. The original jaws with the 1/4-inch ply made for a pretty small gap between, so I cut a new set using 1/8-inch ply for the faces. That added another 1/4-inch of space, which is about perfect. I covered the faces of the jaws with some medium-weight leather. After careful consideration, I decided the same wood glue was probably the best way to attach it. The leather was pre-masked, and I should have left the masking on until the glue was dry to keep it pretty. Again, I thought I was making a prototype, and it's likely to get marked up and dirty with use anyway. I attached the jaws to the body with a generous amount of wood glue and clamped with a spacer to get good pressure against both leather-covered faces. After everything was completely dry, I installed the cam clamp. I designed this to fit into a table vise. This one belonged to my grandmother, who was instrumental in setting me on a path of making things. It clamps easily onto my work tables and stows conveniently in a drawer when not in use. I'll link to something similar in the description. That's it. Here are some shots of testing and stitching up a journal cover. If you want to make your own stitching pony, I will put the cut files up at the Evermore Studio site and put a link in the description. Thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe if you want me to keep sharing stuff like this. Leave a comment or message me if you have suggestions for ways to improve the design.